Gemini Spark is the most beginner-friendly AI agent out there, and this is the ultimate beginner's guide on how to use it. This agent works 24/7 for you, completing tasks while you sleep. Now, there are two types of people thinking about AI right now. Those who are skeptical about all the hype and end up doing nothing, and then those who just took action and started learning by doing. When I first heard of AI agents, I was definitely in that first group. I thought it was just another overhyped chatbot. But after working with AI agents like Gemini Spark as an AI engineer at a multi-billion-dollar digital media company, it was clear to me that this is the future of work. The biggest companies in the world, like Oracle and Dropbox, are already firing people by the thousands because they're leveraging AI. So knowing how to use these agents effectively gives you a leg up compared to those who don't. Now, if you've tried AI tools like this and felt overwhelmed, or you've watched other tutorials and still don't know what to do with these things, stay with me. Because the way I see it, there are only 3 levels to master when building AI agents with Gemini Spark. And none of them require you to have any technical or coding background. In this video, we'll walk through all 3 levels together, step by step, explaining the why behind each and flagging the things that trip people up. And if you already use Gemini Spark, then this video will show you exactly where you stand on that ladder and what the next level looks like. By the end, you'll have your own autonomous agent working for you 24/7 using the free skills that I'll provide throughout the video. Just check out what one of the teams I worked with was able to build. Before we worked together, they used to spend an hour every single day pulling together research reports for shopping discounts. And now, an AI agent not only does the research, but even formats it, double checks the content, and sends it to them over message. Imagine waking up and the most time-intensive task of your day already done and sitting ready for use in your inbox, all before you even have your coffee before work. Now, before we get started, we need to first understand what Gemini Spark is. The best way to think about Gemini Spark is by comparing it to its competitors. Gemini Spark sits all the way on the left here as the most beginner-friendly AI agent option. The fact that it sits in your browser means you don't even need to download another app to use it. Now, you've probably heard of Claude and Claude Cowork. This is also relatively easy to use, but it is a bit more complicated than using Gemini Spark, because you do need to get it set up on your computer, download an application for it, and learn a lot more different technical abilities that it has. And then all the way at the other end of the spectrum, you have apps like Codex, which is a coding agent and by nature is more technical, and OpenClaw, which is super advanced. You have to set up the full thing yourself on your own infrastructure. So if you're just getting started with AI and AI agents, then I recommend Gemini Spark to everybody that I talk to. Now, like I mentioned, there are 3 levels to learn as a beginner to master Gemini Spark. We're going to walk through one at a time, so by the end, you'll have an AI agent with a skill that I'll provide you that runs the exact AI research report that I use every single week to stay up to date with AI. We're going to walk through one at a time, starting with the first one here, which is understanding what is an agent in the first place. And to fully understand this, we need to look at what an AI assistant is versus an AI agent. An AI assistant is probably what you're already used to. Think about your typical Gemini chat or Claude chat or even ChatGPT chat. I'm going to bring it to a baseball analogy because I'm a big baseball fan. Think about your AI assistant like the pitcher, and you are over here as the catcher. In baseball, the catcher holds up different signs telling the pitcher exactly what kind of pitch to throw, meaning that the catcher is in charge and is telling the pitcher what to do. So he might say to throw a fastball right down the middle like that. Or maybe he holds up a 2 and tells him to throw a curveball like this. Or even maybe a changeup over here, which is just throwing in the same path, but a little bit slower. Regardless, you are the one that is telling the AI assistant exactly what to do every single step of the way, because you understand what the objective is. In this case, it's striking out the batter, and the catcher has done all the research needed to tell the pitcher how to execute. This is exactly the same as you chatting with ChatGPT, telling it to do research for you, or talking to Claude and having it create a report for you. This is great and all, but we want to be able to allow an agent that can execute completely on its own so that it can run 24/7 and can complete tasks while you're still sleeping, which means that we need to take ourselves out of the equation. Now that comes over to now what an AI agent is. Every once in a while in baseball, you get a veteran pitcher who is elite. And because of that, they're granted the permission to choose their own pitches. And this happens because they've been through thousands and thousands of pitches back and forth between you and the catcher and them as the pitcher. So you fully trust that they know exactly what they're doing and they can execute on the commands. It's the same exact reasoning for setting up an AI agent. Once you run through what your objectives are line by line, multiple times over, and can confirm that this is the outcome that we want, at that point, you can give those instructions to the agent and tell it to complete the task on its own because you fully trust the instructions that you've tested over and over, and you know that anytime this agent runs them, it's going to give you the output that you want. Let me give you a real example of what this looks like in practice. So one of the teams I was working with wanted to scrape different websites for coupon codes. So for example, Macy's.com up here, on their homepage, they have a number of different coupon codes. So they have home listed here with 60% off. And we can see that it's actually listed over here as well for 65% off. So initially, I ran it through an AI assistant and I had it go compile all of the results and turn it into a report. Something that looked like this, where it listed all the coupon codes. There was also a column for the actual websites, but then it describes what the discount is. Once I did it enough on my own and I trusted that the report output looked good, only at that point did I give the instructions to an AI agent, and now it does this completely on its own on the start of every single day. So that the team that used to do it and used to spend 1 hour per day for each person on the team completely removes himself from the equation, and now it takes 0 minutes to do the exact same task. I'm going to show you how you can set up your own AI agent within Google Gemini Spark. Once you head to google.gemini.com, that'll bring you to this chat assistant. But we don't want to be with the chat assistant. We want to be with the AI agents in Gemini Spark. So if you've bought the Google Pro AI plan, what you can do is go over to this switch over here and click it to get to Spark. Now within Spark, the way that we set up an agent that can run 24/7 is by going to the left here and clicking on this schedule section. This will let you set up an agent that can run at any time and any day. So what we're gonna do is create a new agent manually. Then you just need to fill in the details about what this agent does. So this is going to be an AI research report. You can tell it exactly when to run. So we're going to say it's going to run every single week. It's going to run at Monday at 9 a.m. And then you give it instructions. So we're just going to say very basic, run a research report of all the latest topics about AI this week. Then you can go ahead and click save. Now it's set on a schedule to run every single week, but I want to test it out now. So I'm going to click these 3 dots up here and click run now. So my agent just finished creating my research report about all the latest AI topics this week. It went through and did a ton of different research, gathering different articles, and came up with this report right here. And it's actually pretty cool because if you scroll down, it created a Google Doc for me as well, which I can open up on the side here and see the entire report, not just the executive summary. So we can see it even created a couple of tables as well and gave some references. Now, AI agents are awesome, but if you've been watching my content for any amount of time, then you'll know that I believe that's only part of the equation. AI is only useful if you know how to use it for practical applications. I'm talking about ways that you can actually improve the way that business operates or build one from the ground up, which is why I put together a completely free roadmap to building an online business that runs itself. It'll take you through the 4 different bottlenecks that you'll face when building an online business and show you how you can overcome them using different AI strategies. One of them being AI agents. If you want to use this roadmap for yourself, the link is available completely for free in the description below. That brings us to the second level of setting up Gemini Spark as an AI agent, and that is giving your agent access. And by access, I'm talking about letting your agent access outside data and systems using something called Model Context Protocol, or MCP. If you've ever used Legos before, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Legos are set up in a way that every single piece can connect together through these little dots right here. They clip into each other to build structures. So in this case, let's say your AI assistant or your AI agent is this base plate that you can build on top of. What MCP does is it acts like this standardized connector, meaning that no matter what color or size or shape your Lego brick is, it will always be able to plug into your base plate of the LLM. These bricks actually represent different data sources. So think about your Gmail or Dropbox, for example, or like in this video, the example I'll show is connecting to Notion. And if you assemble them in the right way, then you can turn it into any kind of output that you want, something that's actually structured and conveys your data in a way that's useful. One of the companies I've worked with is Red Max Events, and they put on a ton of really cool corporate projects for different companies. And for them, we wanted to tackle their onboarding system, which means that we need to be able to connect to all these different systems here. Whenever a new project is onboarding, it goes into Monday.com, Google Sheets, Dropbox, QuickBooks, and CompanyCam. So to connect an AI to all those different platforms, we use these connectors. And instead of taking 5 hours every single week, an AI is able to connect to all of them and do this in under 60 seconds. Let's talk about how you can do this now in Gemini Spark. If you go over to the left side here, you'll see a connected apps section. And with here, you'll see all the different apps that you can connect to using this MCP. By default, there's a ton of different ones like Google Workspace, YouTube Music, and then a few others like Canva, Dropbox, Get Your Guide, Instacart, and even Zillow. But the cool thing is that they allow you to add custom apps. To connect to Notion, all we have to do is add a custom app. And then we paste in this URL, click Next, and then this will allow you to connect. You'll know you've connected properly when it shows up here and you could turn it on. Now, if we go into our chat, we can do @ and then type in our connected app, so @Notion. So the cool thing is we can go back into our previous chat where we made this report, and I could say create a new page in Notion with this report. You'll see that it will ask you to use different Notion tools. So this one is checking the pages that already exist. And then this next tool is going to actually create a page. And you can see that it provides all the content from our report. It just finished creating a report within Notion. So I can click on this link here and it will bring us to this weekly AI research report directly from Gemini Spark. Pretty insane that it has all links to every single section, has some diagrams in here, still has those tables that we saw, and then lists all of its sources here at the bottom. So directly from Gemini Spark, we're now able to connect to our external apps and not only read data if we want, but also create items in other apps from Gemini. It almost feels like it's a superpower doing this. Now that we've created a basic agent and we know how to connect our data to external data sources, let's move on to level 3 of setting up an AI agent in Gemini Spark. This will tie together the other two and show you exactly how I create my own AI research reports. And that is skilling up your agent. Let's go back to our initial Lego example. Let's say now we have all these Lego bricks and we want to actually build something. The problem is that we don't actually know how to build anything with just a pile of Legos. We need instructions. And luckily, that's where skills come into play. Because with a different combination of bricks, and sometimes even with the same bricks in a different order, we can build different outcomes. So for this example, let's say with this pile of bricks, we have 3 different instruction sets. And each instruction set is like a skill. It explains exactly in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how to put the pieces together to build maybe the Death Star. Or it can give instructions, again, 1 through 9 this time, of how we can create a Lego Millennium Falcon. Or just one more, it'll give you instructions on how to create a Lego AT Walker. That was for all you Star Wars fans out there. But the point stands that given a set of instructions, which act as our skills, we now know how to build something that's useful. I'll give you a practical example with an online coach that I was working with who delivers executive leadership coaching in the form of PowerPoints to her clients. The way that this worked is that we created a skill in 3 different steps. The first one was connecting to Google Drive, because this contained all of her own coaching documents and her own philosophies and strategies and frameworks that she uses to teach to other company leadership teams. The second step is using Google Docs, because they would take notes on the other leadership team that they're working with, understanding what their problems are, what is their branding that they like to use, and gathering specific client information. Then in step 3, it actually creates the Google Slides. So while it's using those connected apps and MCPs that we talked about, it's doing it in a specific sequence that we describe in a skill. And then the outcome is very tailored client-specific decks that are in their branding, but use her own frameworks and teaching principles. Something that used to take over a week to do can now be completed in less than a day with a proper skill. Lucky for us in Gemini Spark, we can actually add skills. All you have to do is go over here to the left side where it says skills, and then you can create them manually if you want by typing in the name, a description, and instructions. For our case, I'm going to show you a skill that I use weekly to find all the latest information about AI. The link to that is in the description where you can download it totally for free. Once that's downloaded, all you have to do is click Upload Skill. And then you can drag in that skill.md file, and that will create this weekly AI research report skill. You'll know that it works if you go to the Gemini Spark chat and you do /weekly AI research report. The cool thing is that we can combine it with our connected app. So we can do @Notion MCP and click go. And you'll see that it connects to Notion, goes through its research report, and then goes to create a page. And it created the page here that we can click on. And now it's a more compact report that goes over top headlines of this week so that I can stay up to date with all the latest AI news. Then it goes into new technologies of things that I should talk about and some popular methods and techniques that are happening in the space. Then it has some tools that are gaining traction. Again, maybe things that I should talk about in my videos, some governance and business notes, and then of course, citing its sources at the end. The really cool part is how we can combine the connected apps, we can combine the skills with the AI agent that we created in the beginning. We can head back into the scheduled section here and create a new scheduled task. Here, we're going to call it the weekly AI report, set it on a cadence. We're going to say weekly again, Monday at 9 a.m. But this time in the instructions, all we're going to do is put the /weekly AI research report skill and tag the connected app of Notion MCP that we used earlier. Now on Monday morning, or if we go test it manually, you'll see that it triggers the skill with the connected app. And then when you come on Monday morning, all you have to do is click allow, and the research report is already done, and it just adds the report to Notion. And the report in Notion is exactly the same format that we did manually when we ran it. So pretty crazy that we combined the connected app to use external data sources. We added in a skill which lays out instructions step by step on how to create our report. And then we bundle it all together into an AI agent through Gemini Spark that runs 24/7 while we sleep. And this is how I stay up to date with AI every single week and how I've built solutions for multiple different companies and people and clients that I've worked with. Congrats, you are no longer a beginner to Gemini Spark because you've gotten all 3 levels to building an autonomous agent that runs for you 24/7. Now there's so much more to the Google AI suite. And Gemini Spark is just one portion of that world. And if you're like me when I first started on this journey, it can seem a little overwhelming to learn all this new information. But Google actually has a tool that helps you learn these things with AI. So much so that it actually helped me learn all the skills I needed to become an AI engineer today. If you want to find out how you can learn so much information that it almost feels dangerous using Gemini Notebook, then I actually made a video that you can check out right here.